I was inspired by watching Casey Neistat's video where he was talking about a productivity matrix. And essentially, he created this board that I thought would make a really great tool. So we're going to convert a picture that I took, and we're going to convert this into a productivity matrix using some vibe coding tools. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is go to Claude. We're going to just give Claude that picture, and we're going to be like, hey, first of all, we're not going to type because that takes up a lot of time. So I'm going to bring up this mic, and I'm going to launch Aqua Voice, which is a tool I pay for to speak to text, dictate to text. So based on the image attached, I want to build a tool using Lovable where it uses the same colors, the same concept, the same board, and similar font, where it allows the user to emulate the sense of adding handwritten notes to the specific quadrants. The name of the quadrants will be as is, and the things to be added will be provided by the user. It should feel like as if there is a real board and there is like a drag and drop, and the user can just drop in any area of the quadrant where there's nothing else. And the purpose of this tool is just to, give people the experience of planning their day ahead, or just looking at their productivity matrix and being like, okay, this is what I need to get done today, this is what's not important, this is where I'm distracted. So in essence, we just want to create a fun tool using this one image as inspiration. I hope you understood the objective, and if you have any questions, please do ask. So now what we've done is that we've just spoken. As you can see, it's quite a big prompt. You just get a lot more context in when you speak to any AI model. And imagine like typing this out. Even if I was typing it out, by the time the idea would, reach my fingers, half of it would have been lost in translation. So here you just speak it out. It's like thinking out loud. Okay, so we're gonna enter, and in the meanwhile, drink some chai. Nothing like a good cup of chai in the morning. Comment below if you're a chai person or a coffee person. Okay, so here's your complete Lovable prompt. In case you don't know what Lovable is, I'm going to show you, and then while I'm showing, I'll probably give you a little bit more context about that. Okay, so we have the concept, we have the tone, we have the font. Okay, we've got the colors, yes, the board, yes. Okay, all this. Okay, so what I normally like to do, oh, it's still populating the crate. So what I normally like to do now, see, there's a lot of things I can go through, I can read, and that's going to take some time, but I like to just take this entire prompt and go to Lovable and just drop it there. And then visually we'll see how it looks and how close the output was based on the input I gave, right? Okay, so let's see if this is done. That's the full prompt. Blah, blah, blah. Font loading immediately. Paste as is. Okay, great. So essentially we're going to copy this, but you see this part, it says that's the full prompt. And then it says a few things worth noting for me. So we don't want to paste this part, but I've just copied it and I'll remove it. Now we're going to go to, so this is Lovable in case you don't know what it is. I've been using this for almost a year now. I've created a bunch of tools. So what we're going to do essentially, and you'll see as we go along, I'll just paste that entire prompt. I'll remove this part that was not needed. Okay. And, okay. Okay, I need to remove this. There you go. So now Lovable has the right amount of instructions that Claude has given to us. So how much time did we spend in this whole process? Maybe a few minutes. It would have been less, but I'm also talking to you. So now we're gonna just wait and drink more chai. Okay, so now we're gonna see this together. And this probably took around not more than 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, so this is what it has created. Okay, now this is just the first version of it, so let's not be super critical. But you can see that these are draggable, if that's a word. So what we're going to do actually is we're going to give Lovable the picture as well and be like, hey, I mean, I can also just go to dictating the text. So let's do that so I can be consistent. Hey, good job so far. I'm going to share with you the image of what I actually want so that you have complete clarity of what I'm looking for. With respect to the image, you may see in each quadrant there is a centered text that talks about that particular quadrant. So I want that in our tool as well, and see if you can make this tool look exactly like the image with the current functionality that you have created. Done. So now we're gonna do that. See, the point is that you don't wanna just, if you can leverage AI to do something for you, and if you have like a base understanding of what you want it to look like, and if you can give those instructions, then that's the most important aspect. You don't have to outsmart AI. You just have to help navigate AI to do what you want it to do. It's an input-output game. The better the quality of your input, the better the quality of your output. And as someone who has been using AI for ever since ChatGPT was launched, and I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, 3 years ago, or less than that, or a little more than that, I have really spent a lot of time talking to AI, and it's just, there's no strategy behind it or some formula behind it or some, course you have to do to understand how to use it. If you want to get the most out of AI, you just have to be very clear on what is it that you want. Now, the thing is that most people who don't get what they want from AI are simply those who don't know what they want because they don't know what they don't know. Simply put, it's like, for example, if you have never created a tool using Lovable before, then you're not going to have any kind of benchmark. And you're not going to know what to tell it. So that'll only happen through trial and error. But if you take something that you are already aware of, something that's part of your life experience or your career or whatever, that you have direct experience of, that you can think about even when you sleep. So, and then you use that knowledge to create something, it just becomes a lot more easier to give the context. That's what makes AI do the work for you. Now, coming back here, as you can see, look at that. Lovable has created these centered texts. Look at that. Things I don't want to do and I don't need to do, but will do to avoid doing the thing I should do. Like, this is exactly in the image. But what has happened is that you see this text at the back here. This has gone behind, and the same thing for that. So let's just see how this looks across views. So also the mobile version is not optimized, but it's okay. Again, it's never really like a one-shot prompt. It's more about, a conversation. So if it doesn't look great the first time, it's okay. As long as you're making progress, like we literally went from nothing, or I can't say nothing, but we went through from an image to something that looks very similar to that idea. Okay, so now we're going to tell Lovable, and I'm just going to type this out because it's not much. Hey, can't see the productive and unproductive labels. Also, please optimize the mobile view. Everything just looks really messy there. Hey, any messy fans? Hey. Chai. Okay, so in the meanwhile, I want you to see how this has just, done such a great job. And oh, let's look at this part. There's a little plus in the corner of each quadrant. If I click on that and I say, okay, create a YouTube video. And there it is. Now I can drag this and I can put it here. I can drag that and put it here. I can do the same over here. So, and by the way, we've given instructions to Lovable. You see these labels behind that are supposed to be ahead, like this one below. So we want that to be ahead as well. So I want to place this text in a way that was in the image. So we're going to try to get that done as well. Okay, let's give those instructions. Could you please match the way the labels are on the reference image I had attached? For example, productive, unproductive, what, want to do, and don't want to do should appear on the quadrant itself. Please refer to earlier image attached. I want to make sure it looks identical to that. Thank you. The rule of speaking to AI is always be kind. Also, the rule of speaking to human beings, be kind, be nice to people. You never know what someone is going through. So be nice. Okay, so now first what we're gonna do is we're gonna just check if mobile has been optimized. So you can see over here that in mobile, what they've done, because the space is very limited, they have removed the centered text, which was, a smart thing to do. But let's see. Let's first get this optimized. So we're going to just send this instruction and then we're going to see what happens. So in this instruction, we're basically asking them to, the labels across unproductive, productive. If anyone is aware of, the productivity matrix, it's not a new thing. There's something called as the Eisenhower matrix, which is a very, very old, still kind of relevant productivity strategy where you put things into buckets with respect to how urgent it is, how important it is, and how unimportant, how not so urgent it is. And then accordingly, you will either deal with it, delete it, delegate it. There's like a whole system around that. But yeah, I think with respect to productivity, it's very important to find a system that works for you, that aligns with you, because what may work for someone may not work for you and vice versa. So that's when you really go through that learning curve. And learning only happens through action. Otherwise, it just gets evaporated. Okay. So now, as you can see that these labels are on the quadrant. Okay, let's see how this looks over here. My only issue is that these labels are coming in the same quadrant over here and here also. So we'll say that again. Can you place the labels exactly like they are placed in the image attached? I will also reshare the image for your understanding. So this is the image. And as you can see, it says, unproductive, want to do, productive, don't want to do. So what we're going to do is give more specific instructions. For example, unproductive must be placed in bigger text right between the top left pink quadrant and bottom left yellow quadrant. And the same for all other labels. They must be at their respective intersections. So the thing about, obviously what we're creating right now is it's a fun thing. It's not a landing page, it's not a sales page, it's not some website. And, obviously that's easy, right? This is just something that is fun, colorful, it's vibrant. Like when you think about vibe coding, you think about vibe. And what does vibe mean? It could mean anything. It depends on your level of creativity. How creative are you? Where does your imagination go? And if you're watching this, is because you like what you're seeing, you like what you're hearing, and obviously you want to also create your version. Look at this. Look at that. That's exactly what we wanted. We have these labels, we have in the center the text, and we have the functionality to add a new note. And let's go and see over here. Okay, so essentially what happens is that based on the view, it rearranges itself. And let's see mobile now. Okay, so I'm absolutely fine with the mobile version not having that centered piece. But I want to give it this one last instruction. So we're pretty much done, okay? But I just want to give this one last instruction where I want the centered text in all quadrants to be visible even in mobile view. However, whenever the view is changed from desktop to tablet to mobile, the index cards must automatically rearrange to be clearly visible. Now, by the way, in case you're wondering about Lovable, if you want to get started, there's a link in the description, and I highly recommend you get started for free. Every day you get 5 credits, and each credit is essentially every instruction you give. But depending on the length of the instruction you give, it will consume more or less credits. But it's a great way to experience Lovable for free. And if you feel like it's something that is really useful to what you're doing, then it's worth the investment, because there's so much you can do. And again, it depends on your vibing abilities. By the way, in case you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. If you want to watch more videos like this is a more fun video, but I do have a lot of tools that I've created that I'd love to show you how to really create very user-friendly experiences if you run a business, especially if you're into the coaching, consulting, expert industry. Then you understand that information is now overrated because there's just so much of it. And what's really powerful is personalization and insights. How do you use vibe coding to personalize the experience that whoever your ideal clientele or prospect or leads, how do you get them to know you, like you, trust you, and how do you use AI to bring that all together? So that's what this channel is going to have amidst other things. But that was the video. Let me know what you thought about it. We took this image and we built this tool. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to build something. And if I want to build it too, I will. And so once you're done with this, then you can essentially just click on publish, and it will just ask you to give it a name. We can just call this Productivity IQ and see if it's available. Yes, it is. Continue. And see, you can always, in case you don't know, you can always add your own custom domain. So this can literally be like productivityiq.com. If that domain is available, you buy it, you connect it from here with your domain provider, and you will have an active website within, in this case, 30 minutes. But I mean, it depends on what you're building. This is honestly just a lot of fun to do. And there you have it, the productivity matrix from image to tool, working tool. And I'm actually going to start using this, and I'll probably make it a little more better. But what you're seeing, I think, is pretty insane. It's not overcomplicated, but it just goes to show that you can build anything you apply your mind to, especially with the tools available today. But more importantly, just go out, it's free, try it, have fun with it, and then you never know what comes out of it. Your next best idea, your next best business opportunity, your next best solution for the work you do. And last but not the least, do let me know what you thought about this video, anything stood out. Hit the like button, it only spreads the love, and make sure you're subscribed, and do share it with someone who will also enjoy it. I'll see you soon. Take care.